family psychoeducation is not therapy. It's not therapy. It's really, when I'm a facilitator, I truly am facilitating this model, this experience for these families to all come together. And that's when the hope and the power and the resource sharing and all that stuff just happens on its own. We are facilitating that process. And so some people don't always, I've had therapy for years, or I don't know how I feel about therapy. And I tell them, this is not therapy. You may get therapy at some other time, that may be helpful for you, but that's not what this is about.
The illness is the focus of the group, and recovery from the illness. That's the focus, and in that way it is not therapy. The family, the family is part of the recovery, but the family is not the focus. The illness is the focus, and how teaching the family and the individual with the illness how to manage it.
In family psychoeducation, the processes after the educational workshop, the processes focus on further engagement and then going into multifamily problem-solving groups. The hallmark of those is a 6-step problem-solving model that was generated from the private sector a few years ago. And as we say, we facilitate the process so that at the end of every session, we don't just have a set of vague ideas, we have specific action steps that family members can take to further the recovery of their loved one. They go for about 2 weeks, engage on those action steps, and then come back and report on their experience. And in every case, the family psychoeducation participants are highly supportive and highly excited about the progress that's made.
Yeah, they always want to check back in and say, how did it go? How did your action plan play out for you?
It's important that we explain to family members that it's not therapy, but it's also really important that we explain to potential facilitators that it's not therapy. So many of us have been in the public behavioral health system or other sort of helping, counseling, social work type fields for so long, and we're really used to therapy. We are really used to facilitating a group in which there's a therapeutic group process. We are really used to sort of digging down deep, going back 25 years. Family psychoeducation is not about that, and it requires a shift for the facilitator to really get used to doing work in a different way. But once you get used to it, it's really great, and it's a really really wonderful model that actually ends up doing a lot of your work for you, which is also a nice benefit as a facilitator.
And that's the thing about the format. It's a very predictable, it's calm and predictable, and that's what a person recovering from mental illness needs. That calm, predictable model. The same thing happens every single week. We start at this time, we finish at this time, and every single week, everybody knows exactly what is going to happen.
In fact, after a group matures, whether it's after 18 months or 24 months, they often can take over and run the group themselves, and as facilitators, we basically observe the process and support them, but they take ownership and have authority over those processes in a way that no other therapeutic process that I know of gives them an opportunity to.
Another thing that I find is unique to the multifamily group is that we as facilitators can partner with a certified peer support specialist, because we run the groups in teams of 2. And so it's a great experience for me as a facilitator to have that certified peer support coming with me for the joining sessions and lending their experience to the workshop and being a part of the problem-solving group with us.
It's awesome as a facilitator, and it's even more amazing for the family members. There's already the built-in socialization, the built-in, I'm not alone in this, I can hear things that have worked for other people, and then peer support specialists offer a level of support that is just amazing, for really lack of a better word, that it's hard to even describe. And so to have a peer support specialist in the group who can show what they've done, they are on their recovery journey in such a place that they are employed and they are helping to use their experiences to help others in their recovery journey. And it is such a gift to give to family members and to consumers in the group, almost as an example. Everybody's different, everybody has different experiences, but really to just provide an image of sort of what recovery can be. And again, it goes back to hope. It all ties back to hope.
Well, I think that's another unique feature of family group too. Historically, families were shunned. a person got ill, they went to the hospital, and the family was just kind of out there. And we realize now that the family is the greatest asset, and we partner with them. We're not the mental health professional, and you're the family. We all come together in a partnership.
We level that playing
You
field.
absolutely level the playing field. We all come together in a collaborative partnership, whether it's the mental health clinician, the peer support, it is the consumer, the family member. We've leveled that playing field. We're all together working for one common goal.
So that's another thing that makes family psychoeducation so unique. It actually expects and defines an arena that the facilitators have responsibility and a duty and the pleasure of being fairly transparent and authentic in the relationship. And so once again, it distinguishes itself as being different from other therapies, quote unquote, in that way.
Other evidence-based practices that we have the opportunity to utilize.
Mm-hmm.